Hello, Blades, and welcome to the Sheff United Way YouTube channel. We've just seen the Blades beat Cardiff City 1-0 at Bramall Lane. It's exactly what we came for, and we got it. That's the main thing. That is the main thing, along with a fantastically taken goal by Iliman Ndiaye as well. If only he could have done that at Bristol City, would have been sat in a fantastic place. But we are sat in a fantastic place still because Millwall drew, Borough drew. It would have been nice for at least one of them two to lose because Millwall were losing for large parts of that game and they did score in the 90 plus 8th minute. But it doesn't matter. The Blades have won, and not really anyone around us have won either. We've gained 2 points on Luton too. We've gained two, or we've gone further away from the others below us. So it's great. It's looking like QPR are dead and buried now. So when we play them, they'll just really have pride to play for. So yeah, it's very exciting right now. The Blades did, like I said, what they needed to do. We have won this game. It was a must-win game for me because, like I said, we've got two very, very difficult games coming up in QPR away and then Fulham at home. And saying that, Fulham at home, they've got nothing to play for because they've won the I think they've won the title. I'm pretty sure they're definitely promoted. I'm pretty sure they've won the title. But yeah, they're home and dry. QPR are pretty much out of it. I think they're 6 points behind us with 2 games left. So it's going to be difficult. I think every team has got to lose both their games and they've got to win their games to get into the playoffs. So I'm not sure how they've done it, but QPR has managed to balls it up, if you like. So the game against Cardiff today, before I get into that, I want to give a big shout out to Bash today because I heard it was his 346th game for the Blades. I should have really looked that up before I got into it, but they were saying that if Bash plays if we get to the playoffs, Bash could play his 350th game for the Blades. Like I said, I should have looked that up. Let us know in the comments if that's right or I misheard it. This first half, I want to say is a game of, a half of 2 halves, but it wasn't really. The first 15 minutes, we were dreadful, especially at the back. But then after that, we came back into it and created some brilliant chances as well. So really, we gave Cardiff some really easy chances in the first 15 minutes that really they should have at least put one of them away. And then they didn't give us anything. We had to work for everything. Lovely little intricate passing that gets through to Berger, gets through to other players. We'll get into it. I've written notes. Don't worry about it. So yeah, first minute, great ball into the box. Wes takes it very, very well down low, which is great to see because yeah, a goalkeeper getting the hands on the ball really, really early and not fumbling anything is always a great start. Especially another great start, Bash mugging off the Cardiff strikers about 3 times in the bottom right hand side between the Kop and the family stand, where it's like twisting and turning, and yeah, it was great to watch. It was vintage Bash. It's great to see that after just after a couple of minutes after being out for probably a couple of months, you could say. In the 4th minute, Cardiff managed to get through 1-on-1 after Egan comes in to try and he put like a block tackle in that was unsuccessful and just ran straight through for, I think it was Waters, the Cardiff striker. It was one of the worst shots I have seen in my entire life. On a one-on-one, straight at Wes's legs. Wes kicks it away. He's like, no, that's not going to beat me. It's going to have to be a lot better shot than that to beat me. But it was a little bit worrying that they got through one-on-one really, really easy in such an early part of this game. It's not what you want to see. It's really not. And in the 9th minute, they pretty much go one-on-one again. Wes kicks the ball straight to their player, gets absolutely no height on it, drags it across the pitch. I think it lands to Waters again, and he doesn't really get it out of his feet quick enough, lays it inside. And unfortunately for them, it's a right back that's got the ball stuck under his feet, right on the edge of the box, and we managed to get the ball away. But yeah, a very, very worrying start to this game because it was all them. On the 11th minute, Robinson goes into a 50-50 and ends up on the floor. That could have been another one-on-one, but Egan comes across and saves the day with a great tackle this time. And I just wrote down terrible defensive starts. Like, it couldn't have really been worse. Well, it could have. They could have scored. But it was dreadful to say the least. Now I thought Bash didn't have a too bad first 15 minutes, but Egan, Robinson, Wes, they all did their best to try and give him a goal really early on. But then we came back into it because even though the defense was shocking, I don't think anyone else really kind of picked the ball up and went at them in that first 15 minutes. There was a lot of misplaced passes, a lot of poor touches, and they ended up, like I keep saying, going through one-on-one, which was frustrating to watch. In the 18th minute, I've written down Morgan Gibbs-White scores an offside goal. Yeah, it wasn't really an offside goal, was it? Gibbs-White gets put through. Everybody stops. It's given as an offside, and he just boots the ball in the back of the net. But I want to see it. I do want to see that. I want to see Gibbs-White put the ball in the back of the net, even though he doesn't need to, because we need to kind of drill it in them to put these one-on-ones away. And I know the goalkeeper wasn't really diving or anything like that, but I just want to see it. I just want to see a striker bash ball in the back of the net. It did look offside, so I've not seen that back, but I'm assuming from what nobody talking about it that was definitely offside. Then we've got in the 20th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White, lovely flick over the top, and Sander brings it out of the sky majestically. The best thing he did all day for me. Brings it out of the sky, not the sky, like here. Brings it down with his right foot and goes to flick it underneath the goalkeeper. I think he did everything right, to be perfectly honest. I think it's just a good save from the goalkeeper. He's just come out and kind of smothered it. He's tried to play it underneath him, and the goalkeeper makes the save. So fair enough. I think Sander made a great run, great bring down, and like I say, I don't think he did anything wrong with his finish, really. And then, like, you've got to say that Berger and Dye and Morgan Gibbs-White all started brightly. I think they all had great first halves. I thought Ndai was great at hassling and harrying defenders and stuff, and getting blocked when they're trying to clear the ball, getting a block in, or just constantly being on and being dogged and just pressurizing them all the time. It's great to see that. Ndai always does that, to be fair, or he always used to do that. Since he's come back, he's not done that as much, but he's possibly getting a little bit more confidence now. And he'll certainly get more confidence after scoring that goal too. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I did write down, though, that Sander Berger was annoying me slightly, though, because he slows the game down massively. And Morgan Gibbs, not Morgan Gibbs, and Didsey, when Didsey played before he was injured, a lot of people said at the start of the season that Didsey slows everything down when Gibbs-White and Ndai and all those are trying to link up. But Sander Berger does it too. But Sander Berger does offer some interesting things sometimes. He'll do nothing for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and then he'll just do a surging run and get into a great position, or flick a ball around the corner and get onto it. So he did have a really, really good first half, Sander Berger, even though I did say that he was annoying me. Then in the 30th minute, Ndai gets his shirt taken off his back. I had to write this down from Perry NG, I think it is. Some people in the fans react group were saying that this was a penalty. Not too sure myself. I think Ndai was pushing him just as much as he was pulling him. So I think it was a bit 50-50, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, if that's the expression. But I've seen him given a defender ragging the shirt off an attacker. Especially like you can sometimes miss a push or a trip or something like that. You can't miss someone getting someone's shirt and pulling it over the top of their head. You can't miss that. Ndai's not going to do that to himself. Anyway, in the 37th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White into Sander Berger. This is the touch I was on about. It was a fantastic touch round the corner, round the defender, and it was a great shot. It was destined for the corner, and the goalkeeper, I've watched it back, and the goalkeeper makes a fantastic save. Such a great save. It's literally fingertips. And that would have been 1-0 in the 37th minute. So we go into half-time. I think we've pretty much dominated in that game up to now in that first half, especially after the 15th minute when we're given silly things away at the back. Anyway, we come in after half-time, and Morgan Gibbs-White gets down that right-hand side and fires an absolute rocket onto Iliman Ndai's head. Now, it was a rocket of a header, but he didn't really have to do a hell of a lot because... No. Oh, that sounded like I was being really disrespectful. It was a fantastic header. All I was saying is he didn't have to get too much on it. He just had to guide it, and he guided it fantastically above the goalkeeper. Now, unless that's straight at the goalkeeper is not saving that in a million years. And Dye gets away from his man. It's a fantastic ball in from Gibbs-White. And really, and Dye's done really, really well just to get that on target, because he's not the person that you think of who would head the ball in the back of the net from a fired in cross. So yeah, fantastic ball, fantastic header, fantastic goal. 47th minute. That is how you want to start a second half. It really is. And then the game sprung into life after this. The Blades were playing such a lot faster moving football, especially down the left-hand side with Fleck and Stevens and Robinson. They were moving it quite quickly, and it was just nice to see. Like, I thought we moved it a lot slower in the first half, even though we did create some good chances. I think we upped our game. As soon as we went 1-0 up, we upped our game, which was nice to see. And they really, really tried to come back into it at that point. They were like, we're going to get run all over here if we don't put it in. And that's probably the reason why Cardiff didn't go on and lose 2-3, 4-0. But yeah, they definitely sprung into life as well as we did. In the 70th minute, it was a sort of kind of little bit of a worry where I think it was McGuinness heads the ball towards goal from a long throw, and Wes gets there before the man, because I think it was Hugo coming in just in front of him, or tried to come in just in front of him, and a little flick from Hugo, that would have been a goal. I'm not sure who was supposed to be marking Hugo, if it was Bash or Egan or someone like that, but I think he got in front of him. And but Wes to the rescue, as always, comes out, gets that punch away, and it stays 1-0. Wes did have a little bit of a problem in the first half, which I was a little bit worried about, but I do want to see Adam Davies get some game time at some point. I want to see what he's all about, but I don't want to see that if that means that Wes is coming off injured, because Wes has been fantastic this season. Another save from a one-on-one, another save there. In that 70th minute, Cardiff had done barely anything from the 15th to the 70th, and goalkeepers really, really do need to kind of stay on guard, especially when we've got all the ball, we've got all the play. They had a little bit of play, but nothing in and around our box, nothing that was troubling us. And really, after the first 15 minutes, yeah, there was that where Wes came out there, but it wasn't a shot, really. It was a header across goal that Wes came out and cleared. So what you could say after that first 15 minutes, the Blades didn't really get challenged by Cardiff. So that was great to see. Billy Sharp came on as well round about this time. Great to see, great ovation. We want him back in the team. We want him to start the games, but Hecky made the right choice. And the thing is, if Ndai didn't put that ball in the back of the net, and we were worrying, and we went and drew this game 0-0, or even worse, lost this game, the fans would be getting on his back saying that Billy Sharp should have started this game. And I thought Billy Sharp was going to start this game, and I really wanted him to start this game. But the fact that we've got away with it, we've won 1-0, and Billy Sharp didn't have to put kind of 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 70 minutes in his legs is good. Came on for the last sort of 20 minutes, half an hour, and got a little run out, got into some good positions as well. As soon as Sharp came on, you could see Morgan Gibbs-White coming into his own and looking for Sharp. They've got a telepathic sort of link up, those two. It's great to see. I think Iliman Ndiaye and Morgan Gibbs-White would have more of that link up if it wasn't for Ndiaye being out for a while and not really featuring in the first team. So, yeah, but no, it was great to see Sharpie come on in the 72nd minute. Ball flicked over to Sharp from Morgan Gibbs-White. Sharpie goes down. He gets a little bit of a push in the back. At the time, I was shouting for it. I thought that he got kind of, I don't know, like knocked off balance. But yeah, looking back on it, there wasn't much in it, to be honest. In the 72nd minute, Osborne, great pass through to Morgan Gibbs-White, but he turns on it onto his left foot, and it was a ball kind of on the angle, played through to Gibbs-White, and I just wanted him to smash it with his right foot at the goalkeeper and see what happened. But he tries to come in on his left foot to have a good shot with his left foot into the corner, but it just gets too much on it when he comes inside, when he cuts in. And the ball gets cleared. And then finally, oh no, it's not. It's not. There's two final things that I want to bring up. First of all, in the 89th minute, a handball Now, I've seen this, but at the time, I thought it was his chest. But looking back on this, it looks like it's a handball. Morgan Gibbs-White on the edge of the box digs the ball out. It's not a particularly good shot or pass. It definitely weren't a pass because it weren't going to anyone. But he digs it out, and the player has just got his hand at his side and just knocks it away with his arm. I'm sure of it. It doesn't look like his chest, because if he'd have to turn his chest to that and the ball would go in a different direction. I'm sure it's hit his arm, but we don't get it. And I'll tell you what, if we'd have conceded a last-minute goal like we have done in previous years at Bramall Lane to Cardiff, the crowd would have been going absolutely mental at that. They really, really would. But then finally, Sander Berger goes and hits the blooming post. Mo Gibbs-White gets the ball. He's going through. He's through. And there's an option between Sharp and Berger. And Sharp's making that run so that all the defenders go to Sharp, then Berger's at the back stick. Could see it all day long. Just a lovely little pass through to Sander Berger. And you just wanted him to drill it on target, and you've probably scored. But he sees that gap at the far post and thinks, I can just roll this ball into the corner. It must have been going at a snail's pace. And it eventually, after, I think he hit the shot at 90+3, and I think it hit the post at 90+7, if I am right. Let me know in the comments if that's right. But he rolled it, hits the post, comes back out, and it's just like another goal, and the goal difference really, really would have worked wonders and really helped us, just in case anything worryingly happens in the last two games. But yeah, it doesn't put it to bed. We've got 2 more minutes of injury time. I don't care who you are. If you're a Blade, and however bad the other team is, you're still worried. You're still worried with 30 seconds to go, because you know how many times we've thrown it away this season and previous seasons actually as well. So that is everything from me. I'll quickly just run through a few players that caught my eye. I thought that Gibbs-White was fantastic as always. He has so much of the ball that sometimes he doesn't do something with it that you want him to. And you're like, why do you do that? And that sticks in your head for a little bit. But the reason for that is because he tries so many different things. He gets the ball. He must touch the ball more than anyone on the pitch. And he's constantly looking for it. And that's what we want to see. We really, really do. I thought Ndai, from just keeping that ball down from the header, from the cross, was fantastic. Great finish. Great ball in from Morgan Gibbs-White, as I've said a few times. But it was more or less a walk in the park. I thought that Bash had a good game. I thought Egan had a half-decent game after that first calamity of a 15 minutes from him, Robinson falling on the floor, Wes kicking the ball to their player. I thought, yeah, the defense did well after that. I think maybe that's because there weren't too many kind of posing attacks from Cardiff after that. But yeah, we got those 3 points. That's all that matters. I don't think anyone else really stood out that much. I think Sander Berger had a really good first half with flicking the ball around the corner, nearly scoring, and then nearly scoring from a lovely Gibbs-White ball through, where he dinks it over. Gibbs-White dinks it over, and then Berger brings it down and nearly flicks it past the goalkeeper. So, yeah, Cardiff's goalkeeper had a really, really good game today. JC, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much, mate. That keeper of Cardiff is one to look out for. Yeah, he had a good game. He had a really, really good game, to be honest. He did. Ozzy and Berger on fire. Okay. I want to see more from Sander Berger. I really do. I think he does some lovely things sometimes, some really nice things, but we don't see enough goals from him. But saying that, 4 goals, when someone told me that he scored 4 goals this season earlier, and I'm thinking, has he? That's not a bad return. He should be getting more, but that's not a bad return, to be honest. I thought it were a lot less. Picked the wrong day to quit drinking. I like it. A very nervy game indeed. Chris, you are not wrong, mate. You are not wrong. Big 3 points. You're not wrong. Valuable win today. If we can squeeze a win at QPR, that could be enough to take us over the line. I think it will be, to be honest. It would have been nice if Millwall didn't win that game, though. Draw that game today. That is frustrating, that point. The way Billy played was the very reason we needed to extend his contract. Berger was unlucky not to score, but he is a Rolls Royce. I'm not sure. I really, really am not sure. I think he is great, but I just don't think that Sander Berge puts enough in, to be honest. I really don't. He could be by far the best player on this pitch every week. And Morgan Gibbs-White is running the show. But I think Sander Berge, if Sander Berge played to the best of his ability, he could be just as good as Morgan Gibbs-White in a different way, if not better. He really could. So it really frustrates me. It really does sometimes with Sander Berge. Another clean sheet for Wes. Great point. Fantastic point. Sharp's play when he came on showed why he's so good at winning tight battles along the sideline. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He was great. And do you know what? He beat someone for pace down the right-hand side. And I know he'd kind of only been on for like 15, 20 minutes or something like that. But that's what Sharpie puts in for you. Like, if that's somebody else, they are not making that run, even if they've come on as a sub. We need to win QPR as Millwall are breathing down our necks. Great result today. Up the Blades. Definitely, mate. Definitely. We really are so lucky to be in sixth. Other teams around us just don't seem to want it. Well, I don't think we're lucky. I just think everybody else is rubbish. Like, this is the pressure part of the season, and some come through and some don't. And I tweeted out earlier on, which I got a lot of, I think I've got a bit of stick for. I think some people have agreed. A lot of people have agreed, I think. But also some people give me a bit of stick for. I did say, and I stand by it, like, looking at that game today, it wasn't one for the neutral. I know that we needed to win. That was the main thing, winning this game. But at the same time, if that team plays Forest, if that team plays Huddersfield, even Luton, that team is not beating anyone in the playoffs with how we played today. I'm not saying the players, I'm saying how we played. And I know that we get ourselves up for the bigger games. We really, really do. So maybe the playoffs is perfect for us. But it's these smaller games like Cardiff and like Bristol City who've got nothing to play for that we really need to put them to bed. Sheffield United up, Pigsfield down, and Ollie Burke hitting the back of the net. 2 a.m. game to definitely. I was just thinking, what happened to Wednesday in the end? Because I'm sure at one point they were out of the playoffs. Like, how does that even happen when they were like fourth or something like that? Where are they now? I can't even see. So I'm showing me. There we go. They are out of the playoffs. That is hilarious. Wednesday, they've got a game in hand, but they are currently out of the playoffs. That is just crazy that they were fourth and now they're seventh. So tight in League One. But it would be hilarious if Wednesday did not finish in the playoffs. Huge win today. Beer is tasting better tonight. Definitely, Dave, definitely. The results around us going our way too. Nice little cushion with 2 games left. Totally, and it was in our hands before. It's even more in our hands now. I think we can afford a draw. A draw and a win. We can afford that. I'm sure of it. I think that for anyone to overtake us, they would have to win both games. And I just can't see it. Like, I know that I think that Middlesbrough and Millwall have got 2 easier games than us. But at the same time, I do think that they will both, like one or both, will stumble at some point and not win both games. So I think a win and a draw will be enough for us, but it's going to be tough. Like, if we go and beat QPR, then I think that's us done. I think we've done it. I'll be honest, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm not worried about Borough, to be honest. They've been on a shocking run recently, and they went 1-0 up, and then they conceded 1 straight after, which is the sign of a team that are massively either underachieving or massively what's the word? I don't know. It's something that we did earlier in the season under Slav. We'd score and then we concede 1 straight away. I suppose we did it in the last home game against Reading. But that's the sign of a team that are kind of not at the peak of their powers, if you like. We'll say that, and then we'll leave it on this. Millwall scored in the 90th minute with a pen. Yeah, I know. They finished 2-2, didn't they? I believe, which is, it's not good to see. It's not what you want to see. That point could really, really kind of get something for him. And it also really annoys me that Ollie Burke scored. It shouldn't do, but it does. And I know that he's not right for our system, but yeah, just the fact that we've loaned him out to Millwall, who have been on a decent run recently, but if he scores a goal that stops us from getting into the playoffs, like, that'll just be pretty much Sheffield United to a T. What do you think? The takeover bid? That's for another day, that, mate. That's for another day. I do think though that it's not going to happen. That's my take on it. The playoffs is ours now to take. It really, really is. Party time for the last game of the season against Fulham. Blades heading to Wembley. Oh, God, let's not talk about that. Let's not say those things because it can come back and bite us, can't it? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. As always, make sure you like the video before you leave because it really, really does help us out so much. And if you want to see, also, if you want to see this being a Premier League YouTube channel next season, make sure you subscribe. Thanks a lot. See you next time.